So you were saying you were unemployed for a few years, and then what was the next thing, and how did you work out how to get to that place after kind of being a little disappointed in that initial dream? Yeah, I really believe in the power of proximity. So for me, even though I was let go at MTV, they under this group called Viacom, and within Viacom they had like brands like Nickelodeon and stuff like that. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to try and get a job at any of these companies as long as I'm in the building. As long as I'm in the building, someone will remember me, or I will hear whispers of like a new job opening up, you know. And so I thought, as long as I'm there, I'll be their next choice. And so I applied for a job at Nickelodeon, which was an advert scheduler, just sitting all day, just scheduling adverts. It was so monotonous, but I just thought, I'm there. And nothing came of it. I would love to sit here and tell you like, oh my God, yeah, and then something happened. It didn't. But the reason I'm sharing this with you is because I never lost sight. I never gave up hope. And so then for me, it was also the process of elimination. I sat with myself and I was like, okay, you want to become a TV presenter? Cool. What about everything else within the media industry? Let's learn every single role possible. Let's experience it. And then let's actually find out if you do want to be a TV presenter, because you might get behind the camera and think, wow, I actually love being a producer or a director. Okay, that now my goals changed to that. And, you know, I tried everything from editorial, my local newspaper, to Hello Magazine, to an internship with ITV, you know, behind one of the biggest breakfast shows in the country. I was hustling. I was so persistent with every work experience job. I mean, I got an email, and back then, you know, there was no such thing as, just clicking a button and being connected to someone on LinkedIn, or, you know, following them on Instagram and DMing them. It was literally showing up at the door. So even if you sent an email, there was no recognition of it. I was showing up the door with physical paper CVs. Yeah, for anyone young listening, we really did do that. And I would show up doing that. And I remember I got one of my internships because a guy who was a producer at a local TV show just wasn't responding to me on my emails, and I just kept going. Like, I was like, once a month, I had set like dates, or my hello here, to keep sending him an email like, hey, just to let you know, I'm here, and if anything comes up, let me know. Like, I wasn't pushy at all. But 1 month came up and he goes, you are so persistent. Like, you will not give up. But lucky for you, something's just come up. And this was like 6 to 8 months after I'd first connected with Will. And so my point being that if you set your eyes on something, just keep going. Like, the worst that can happen is they say no. Okay, well, you can't miss something you never had. But if you keep going, something might come out of it. So it was that. It was me trying absolutely everything under the sun until I realized, you know what? TV presenting is what I want to do.